सबके थी जो अभिलाषाएं कर दी पूरी बही धाराएं।
चरणों में तेरे शीश नवा कर हृदय से फूटी प्रार्थनाएं।
सबकी थी जो अभिलाषाएं कर दी पूरी चरणों में तेरे शीश नवा कर हृदय से फूटी प्रार्थनाएं। ब्रह्मांड की है तू ही जननी, ब्रह्मांड की है तू ही जननी, स्नेहमयी तू अनुपमा। हे माँ दे भक्ति का दान, दे भक्ति का दान। पूजा तेरी देती अमृत इस धरती पर सब लोगों में। पूजा तेरी देती अमृत इस धरती पर सब लोगों में।
तेरी इच्छा से है बहता मधुरस बच्चों में पुष्पों में। तेरी इच्छा से है बहता मधुरस बच्चों में पुष्पों में।
तेरी कृपा से है ये अंबर, तेरी कृपा से है ये अंबर। धरती बनी है तुझसे माँ। हे माँ दे भक्ति का दान, दे भक्ति का दान। क्षमाशील तू है वो झरना ज्ञान की देवी माँ तू करुणा।
आदि अनादि तू ही भवानी, सहजदायिनी तू निर्मल माँ।
क्षमाशील तू है वो झरना, ज्ञान की देवी माँ तू करुणा। आदि अनादि तू ही भवानी, सहजदायिनी तू निर्मल माँ। मोक्ष है मिलता तव चरणन में, मोक्ष है मिलता तव चरणन में, करके केवल प्रार्थना। हे माँ दे भक्ति का दान, दे भक्ति का दान। हे माँ दे भक्ति का दान, दे भक्ति का दान। तेरा प्रेम ही वेद पुराणों का ज्ञान, वेद पुराणों का ज्ञान। हे माँ दे भक्ति का दान, दे भक्ति का दान। हे माँ दे भक्ति का दान, दे भक्ति का दान।
Hi everyone, how's it going? And hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the 10th day of our 21-day meditation programs in August. So yesterday we had a lovely session, and we focused on that second energy center, so the Swadhisthana chakra we call it, and focusing on trying to see how we can mitigate or trying to manage our attention and really sort of bring it inside, sort of manage our thoughts as well. And so we had that paired with a very nice clearing technique, a foot soak, which very, very useful technique, can be used, from here until the end. So it's very good session yesterday. So today's session will also, as far as I can tell, feature a foot soak element to it as well, which is also quite good, just to keep it going. And we'll be moving on to the third energy center. So Mayank will be talking about it more in depth, but I'll just give a brief explanation. So the third energy center, we're going to be talking about like some similar qualities. So we're going to mainly today be or Mayank will be presenting today mainly on the qualities of satisfaction and peace, to do with that third energy center. And like I said, we'll be having a foot soak as well. And so I won't explain anymore. I'll give the stage to Mayank, and he can start the presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. I hope you all can hear me well. So it's really nice to see you all here. It is day 10 today, so it's certainly a kind of a milestone, right? It's a 3-week program, with this being the third day of second week. So really, really nice to see all that seeking element in all of you. And with the kind of experiences and questions we've got, we're really thankful to all of you. Now, to come to the topic of today, which is about satisfaction and inner peace. It's a very, I would say, deep topic, and I don't think it is in my humanly powers to cover it fully. But what I'll do is I'll share my experiences on how I felt about this, what I've been able to achieve, and how I can help you achieve the same at least. And maybe in your journeys, you can go much, much ahead. So like every day, when we start, I think a lot of it comes, this knowledge comes from within. It does not come from just talking or mental thinking too much. So we will start with a very, very short 5-minute meditation just to bring ourselves in a balance, and that will also help us maybe absorb the most. So before I start, like Tim requested yesterday as well, if there is anyone who is joining us for the first time, then if you could just ping us on chat, then we could put you into a separate virtual room, and Tim would be able to essentially help you with a basic introduction and self-realization, because it won't, whatever we do today is week 2, and it may or may not make you a lot of sense to you unless you get that basic introduction in place first. So if you've come for the first time, just ping us on chat, and we would be more than happy to take you into the virtual room. So coming back to today. Now, yesterday, we obviously spoke about obviously the water element, and we'll speak a little about it today as well. But we largely talked about the second energy center and how it is related to the pure knowledge, right? And at least by now, you would have learned that the very first thing we do in our daily meditation is to start with raising our Kundalini and taking Bandha, which is raising that inner force, which helps us connect with the energy outside us. So let us do the same like every day. We will all meditate together. So let's slowly raise our Kundalini with our hand, the right hand going around it. Slowly, first time. We tie 1 knot for the first energy channel. Then second time from the bottom, under the navel, on the navel, at the level of the heart, the neck, the forehead, and the 7th chakra. And we tie 2 knots. The knot signifying that we want the energy to stay there. And then we raise it the third and the last time to the third energy channel. And this time we tie 3 knots, 1, 2, and 3. Then this is raising Kundalini. Then we take Bandhan. In Bandhan, we basically take our right hand from the left to the right and the right back to the left. So we are equalizing the energy on both sides of each center. So first for the bottom of the body, then a little above it. That is the second energy center. Then the third at the level of the navel. Then the fourth at the level of the heart and back. Then fifth at the level of the neck and back. Sixth at the level of the forehead. And lastly, on the top of the head. Okay. Now, if we are meditating every day, and if our state is decently balanced, then many of you would find that just raising Kundalini and taking Bandhan, just this 60 seconds of exercise can be sufficient for you to feel your Kundalini on the top of your head and for it to integrate you with the energy outside you. Now, if you do, then you can simply sit down. In meditation, keep your hands open in front of you. And you can simply sit down in meditation, completely putting your attention on the top of this energy, on the top of your head. it is a little, you can feel it a little above the top of the head. So you don't have to like pressurize or focus or anything. Just leave it calm, comfortable. You don't have to do anything. It does not take any effort. Simply just observe. You may be feeling cool. You may be feeling warm if it is clearing it out. Sometimes you may not even be feeling it too much, but that's fine. We all beginners. So don't worry about how you are feeling. Just focus on what you are feeling. Okay. Then the next thing to do, if you're feeling it strong enough, then you can straight away go into meditation, right? But if you're not feeling it that strong, then what you do is you do balancing. Okay. So what we will do is we'll balance like we were taught last week, and which includes 3 steps. The first step is the left hand remains in front, the right hand goes towards the ground. Now, if you're sitting on the ground, then you can keep it on the ground. If you're sitting on a chair like I am sitting right now, then you can simply point it towards the ground. Now, whatever we do, our attention is still on the top of the head. Don't lose that attention from there, okay? That's very important. So here, to clear our left channel, we simply request, we are using the power of our pure desire. We simply request that, oh Mother, please clear my left channel. I'll put some music in the background to make it easier. Attention on the top of the head, on the left side of the body. We are simply requesting, oh Mother, oh Kundalini energy, please clear my left side. Now, how do you know whether your left side has cleared or not? Keep your attention on your left palm that is in front. When your left side has cleared out, you may be able to feel some vibrations, which is this cool or warm breeze, preferably cool, on your left palm. If it is hot or if your fingers are pinching, then it means that the clearing is still going on. So don't worry about it, simply observe. And feeling anything at all is a very big positive because it means that the process is on, that something is really working out. Now let's balance our right side. We keep our right palm in front, open, and the left hand towards the sky. And here we request that, oh Mother, please clear my right side. attention still on the top of the head and on the right side of the body. We use the power of our pure desire again. Oh Mother, please clear our right channel. We take attention to our right palm to check whether our right side has cleared out or not. We don't have to do anything. We simply have to desire and let it work out. The third and last step, we bring both the hands at the level of the heart, open in front of us, attention still on the top of the head and now on the central channel. And here we request that, oh Mother, please give me balance. Please take away my attention from the past and the future and let me enjoy in the present. You can check whether you are balanced or not by checking the level of vibrations on both the hands. Some of us are not able to feel it too well, don't worry. It's a process. Some people feel it earlier, some people feel it later. You will certainly feel during this course. Bringing your hands down in the lap, attention on the top of the head. Let's just meditate for 1 minute more. Okay, let's open our eyes. So I hope you all are feeling somewhat better, I guess. At least there is a bit of a balance. Many of us who are in maybe Australia or Singapore or on the eastern side of the world, I mean, for us, it is the night and you've gone through the rigors of the day. So obviously the mind works up a lot. So we have to calm it down before we can get to a state of meditation. Okay, so in this state, before I have to humanly talk about the subject. I would like to play a very short, just 6 minutes talk from Srimataji talking about this subject. And I would just add my experiences after that. So let's just watch this talk.
So in Sahaja Yoga, an artist who is struggling today may become a great artist tomorrow. But still I would say these are temptations. You'll become a great artist, you start earning more money, this, that. But that's not the one you have to really be satisfied with. You will never be satisfied with that. So you move to the third center, which we call as the Nabhi Chakra. This center is, on one side, is made of water, another side with fire. Around it are our 10 valencies, which we can call as our innate religion within ourselves. Now this Nabhi itself, or we can call the solar plexus, or we can say the navel chakra, gives us, as soon as the Kundalini rises, she awakens this, and the light, when it spreads, you become religious. I don't have to tell you anything. You just become. I don't have to say that you don't take drugs. You just don't take it. Overnight I have seen people have given up drugs. Overnight alcoholism, overnight everything. And they enjoy their virtues. That's the best part of it. Some people think, oh, then what is the fun? What is this that you take something in the pub and next day you have hangover? Here you take something and next day you are much better off. It never comes down. It never gives you a reaction. It's not artificial. It's not intoxicating. It is from your nerves, it's bubbling out. So this is the center which is very important in us, because most of us have a problem with this center. And here we have a capacity by this center that we enjoy our generosity. Now all matter, whatever it is, we are materialistic, it's a good idea to be materialistic. But the matter is, the aesthetics of matters are that you can give it to others, suggesting you are loving it. I think that's the only thing a matter can do. And in a very special way you can express that love. For example, somebody likes a particular thing, you go all the way to get it, and give that small thing, very small thing, to the person, and the joy, not out of the money that you have spent, but the feelings you have expressed of knowing what that person would love. And this kind of a depth develops within you such lovable, beautiful society you enter into. And you don't need anything, because everybody is looking after your needs. Now I have told them I love flowers, because I don't take anything else. So you must see, whenever I come, my house is so filled with flowers that my husband was saying, let us go live in the garden and let the flowers be here. So, you see, the joy of giving comes from this center. And whatever you eat, whatever you have to eat, whatever is good for you, you eat. You don't have to bother as to what to eat, what not to eat. You just eat whatever is good for you, benevolent for you. You become so wise. And also you please others. You don't displease others by saying, this is bad food, I want that. I want goes away. What do you want? So like you would say, a candle which is not enlightened is waiting to be enlightened, is asking for the light. I want light. But once it is enlightened, it gives light to others automatically. Supposed to be. In the same way, you also start giving your light, your love, your joy to others. Automatically. I don't have to tell you. Nobody has to go through any 10 commandments anymore. Those days are gone. Now automatically you become like that. Very beautiful people, very affectionate and glorious, I should say. If you see the glow on the face of Sajogis, the face itself is radiant. Many people drop out their 10 years to 20 years in their age, and they are so enthusiastic, never get tired, especially in England.
So I think Shimaji put it already very, very well. This concept of satisfaction actually comes to us, as she said, automatically through this third energy center, which is the Nabi chakra. Nabi is Sanskrit for, you can say, navel. So it is the third energy center at the level of the navel. Now, there are a few things, because I said I'll share my experience in terms of the qualities that are associated with this particular center are very, very interesting. So the first quality from this center that comes to us is seeking. And I guess all of us here, whether you're watching this on Zoom or you're watching this on YouTube, all of us have this seeking, because if you didn't have this seeking, then you won't be in the session. You won't be looking to learn something new, get to your pure desire. So that's already, you're already 1 point up from that perspective. That quality is already there. The second quality that this energy center gives us is satisfaction, which is also a large part of today's topic. Now, in my experience, what I've seen is that satisfaction is, I could say, prior to me doing meditation, satisfaction was of largely two types. Either it was material satisfaction, like there's a new iPhone in the market, I want the iPhone. If I get it, then I'm satisfied. Probably it lives for just maybe a day or so, but that was the definition of satisfaction for me earlier. And then there was this, I felt that there was this thing called inner satisfaction, like if the family life is very rich, if emotionally I'm very happy, then that is satisfaction. In meditation, in Sahaj, what I've learned is that neither of these two states is real satisfaction, because materialism is just a bit of an overactivity on the center on the right side. So you may just think of it like this, that it's the economics principle of insatiability, right? So I need an iPhone today, I buy an iPhone. If I have an iPhone, I would need a Tesla. If I get a Tesla, I would need an aeroplane. If I buy an aeroplane, I would need something else. So that loop never ends, right? So, and we have seen so many examples, the biggest of all politicians and the richest people in the world. Yes, money, a lot of people may have, but not necessarily satisfaction. So materialism does not lead to satisfaction. That, I think, is a bygone conclusion. On the other side, some people are very, very emotional. But these emotions also, if you see, they are, if they are not enlightened, if they are not empowered, then they're just pushing us mostly into the past, into the left side. So that again does not bring us that satisfaction that we are seeking. So this quality of satisfaction, we all understand what satisfaction means. I don't need to define it, but this quality of satisfaction is something that comes from within. Now the question is, how will it come from within? And that is what Shimaji was also talking about, that it comes automatically when your Nabi chakra is open. And how does Nabi chakra open? When you raise the Kundalini energy and it passes through each energy center, one by one. What it also does at each energy center is to nourish that energy center, to give it energy. Some energy center may be lacking in a certain manner, another might be lacking in some other manner. It nourishes it, it takes care of it. And that's why we say that it's like our mother. And then it rises. And when that happens, it gives us that quality of satisfaction, right? So this is the pure desire, or the Kundalini energy. It is bringing us satisfaction. And I don't think I will be able to explain it any better than that, because it is something that is worthy of being felt. It is not something that we can talk about a lot. The third quality of this energy center is that it gives us peace, what we call as inner peace, right? Now, again, taking a similar example, if I look out of the Sage concept on a world plane, look at the news, people talk about world peace, people talk about peaceful times and things like that. And it's a metaphor. It basically means that we are not at war. So basically, unfortunately, the people in Ukraine and Russia are in war right now, but outside the rest of the world, at least, is at peace, they say. But we are not really at peace, right? So if, let's say, I have a habit of, let's say, taking a train every morning, let's say at 7 a.m. to go to work, and if that train does not come, if it is late, if there is a problem with the network, I can see around me, like all the people who generally look peaceful turn to be very unpeaceful people. So it's a state of unstable equilibrium, I would say, right? So that's not peace. So what is peace? Peace is, again, this feeling that you get when your spirit gets enlightened. Now, spirit is not at the level of the Nabi. Spirit is at the level of the heart. So probably the presenter tomorrow will talk about it more. But the quality is felt at the level of the Nabi, which is peace. And then I would say that the fourth and the last quality that I really relate to is purity of attention. Now, our attention these days is very, very fragmented, right? We have these, you can say, apps like YouTube Shorts or TikTok or social media. They all take our attention in all directions. And they're really, really good at it, because they know what you like, and they give you more and more of it, little bit by little bit. So they take your attention away. Now, in spirituality, in meditation, what is our currency? Our currency is not dollars. Our currency or our capital is attention. And that is what we need to conserve. And when this attention is used for pure purposes, when it is pure, then it acts the best, right? So we'll talk about how to use this attention on things outside our body, around us, at a later stage in this workshop. But for now, I think the best use of this attention is to use it within ourselves, to basically set ourselves right. So when we are balancing ourselves, when we are putting right hand on Mother Earth, left hand towards sky, what are we doing? We are basically doing two things. One is we are obviously using the elements. We are using the element of earth. We are using the element of sky. When we do foot soap, we are using the element of water. So we are using the elements. But the second thing, and the most important thing, is that we are using this pure attention. And through this pure attention, we are able to get to that state. Okay. So I would say the best way I have learned to have a pure attention is to put my attention into good and positive things. So if there is a choice, let's say if I'm walking down the road, I may have a choice to think about something that is going to happen half an hour from now, a meeting I have to get into, or anything like that. Or I have a choice to actually put my attention right now on flower beds. Some people may have really made the houses really, really beautiful. So it is about putting that attention in positive things in the present moment, which actually gives us the purity of the attention. And the second trick that I've again learned in Sahaj, and I use a lot, is to have gratitude for what we have. Obviously, you can always be dissatisfied for what you don't have, but it doesn't help a lot. But if you have gratitude, at least it works for me, for what we have, then again, it brings back attention into oneself and it makes it very, very pure. Okay. Now, these are all the things that we can do something about. There are two things which come out of the same energy center that we really don't have to do anything about. And it's a very, you can say, joyful byproduct of this energy center. And one is generosity, and the second is joy. So generosity is not necessarily only if you donate a lot of money into, let's say, UNICEF or whatever charities you're associated with. I'm not saying that's wrong, like go and do it, but that's not necessarily what generosity is, right? Generosity has to come from within. And that generosity is one of that automatic benefits that you get from the center. And the second is joy. The concept of joy is very easy, but at the same time can be difficult for some people, because joy is neither happiness nor unhappiness. Because when we are happy, we can get sad. When we are sad, we can become happy again. So we are going up and down, right? Like a sine wave curve. But joy is just joy. It's always positive. So that's really another thing that comes to us automatically through this energy center. Now, I won't talk a lot more because there's another aspect at this level, at the third energy center. You would have seen these chakra charts, right? Which many presenters have shown you in the past. And there is this green circle around your navel. That area is called as void. Okay. And that void, while it is not an energy center, but it is also a very important part of our spiritual as well as physical body. And the quality of that void is that it gives us self-mastery. So you remember when we did self-realization steps, right? Like I am the pure spirit, etc. There was a step where we kept the right hand on the left side, which was the void element. And we said that I am my own master, right? So that time we were affirming because we were trying to trigger the Kundalini energy. But this is also a benefit of the void, that it gives us the capacity and the capability of self-mastery. What is self-mastery? It is the capability for us to lead ourselves. And how will we lead ourselves? Is by using these vibrations. Okay. So we may not have talked about this concept up until now in this workshop, and I'll just touch upon it today. We'll discuss more about it in advanced. But through these vibrations, which you can feel on your hands, you can also feel it on the top of your head. There is a very, very good quality. You can actually ask questions to this attention. And as long as your attention is pure, the questions are in the right direction, you can get the answers for those questions on your hands through your vibrations. So you know whether a particular thing that you're asking about yourself, let's start with ourselves. Don't worry about others. Let's start completely with ourselves only. Is whether it is true or untrue. Okay. So like, for example, a very easy experiment to do is that you can, let's say, put your hands towards the photograph of Srimataji, and you can simply ask that, Srimataji, am I getting these vibrations from your photograph? You can just ask that question and see how you feel. For most people, you will anyways be feeling a little bit of vibrations earlier, but the level of vibrations will increase and that signifies that the answer to that question is true. Okay. Similarly, if you ask something that is false, either the vibrations will become very hot and the hands might start, like heating up, burning a little, or you might have pinching in the fingers, but you will not get cool vibrations. So it's a very good tool, but we have to develop it. You have to get to that state wherein you can feel the vibrations consistently, and you can ask and you can feel. It's certainly possible. So this self-mastery is a very, very big and very deep power in itself. Okay. And rather than me talking a lot more about it, I would love to take you through again a very short video compilation, which is like, again, 6 to 7 minutes, about this principle of Guru element or Guru Tattva in all of us. Okay. So let's just watch it and then we'll come back. Here it is.
The Nabi chakra is placed at the solar plexus, on the same level as the stomach, and gives us the energy for the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual nourishment.
This is the center of our seeking. This center is called as the Nabhi chakra, which gives us our seeking. When we are in the state of animal, then we seek food through our stomach. And you'll be amazed then when we become human beings, also we seek our money through our stomach. But ultimately we even seek our God through our stomach.
In the evolutionary map, this chakra reflects the energy that supports and preserves the creation, gives us balance and bestows Dharma. The Dharma is defined as the right behavior, the series of universal moral laws that we can find as the basis of every spiritual tradition throughout time and in all the countries. When the Kundalini enlightens our Nabi chakra, we spontaneously recover the integrity of our Dharma.
As a human being, you have to have a sustenance. And this is the center that gradually unfolds the sustenance from animal to higher animals and to human stage, where a person starts realizing that these sustenances exist within us. That's how all our laws have come. The 10 commandments of the Bible are the 10 sustenances that are within us. These are the 10 gurus who came on this earth to save human beings from getting out of the middle path, going more to the left and more to the right.
Fermiamoci qui a prendere il fresco.
Poco fa, parlando di Crizia e degli altri tiranni, hai adoperato la parola follia. Ma i nostri tiranni non sono dei folli, Socrate. Sono dei criminali.
È la stessa cosa. Conosci la canzone che dice che il bene più grande è prima di tutto la salute, poi la bellezza e poi essere ricchi?
La conosco.
Ebbene, quella canzone mente. La più grande felicità è essere giusti. È un bene così grande che quelli che fanno il male sono dei folli. È per questo che ho usato la parola follia.
È una follia dalla quale però traggono profitto, Socrate.
Quale profitto? La ricchezza? Il potere sugli altri uomini? Ma quando perderanno il potere, che cosa resterà a loro? Il ricordo dei crimini che hanno commesso. E che altro? La non conoscenza del bene? Un'ignoranza che solo le illusioni del potere hanno celato ai loro occhi. E qual è la ragione dei loro crimini, se non l'ignoranza del bene, che li mantiene in uno stato di perpetua ansia? In realtà, i potenti hanno la forza e l'esercitano perché sono soltanto deboli. E la loro debolezza proviene dalla paura che li domina. Si vedono dappertutto e sempre circondati da nemici. E non è forse questa proprio una follia?
Throughout history, there have been many masters that in many different places and times have all expressed the same principle, the principle of the master. When the Kundalini enlightens the area of the void within us, we awaken this principle, i.e., by awakening this wisdom and balance, we can become the master of ourselves.
Surrounding the stomach is the area where one has to cross. And this area is actually the area of the masters. All the primordial masters were born in this area, like Moses, Socrates. There are main basic 10 primordial beings who came on this earth, who came to give us an idea as to our seeking, what we have to do. Basically, they came here to teach us how to balance ourselves, how to balance so we can ascend. Now, all these great prophets or primordial beings, we should say they were the ones who were the masters, they came to inform us that if you cross too much onto the left side or too much on the right side, then you will be falling in your sustenance, in your quality as a human being.
Okay. I hope that was insightful. So that was a brief that we were able to find a compilation of different videos on the Nabhi and the void. We're not going into too much of details about these chakras and related aspects to it at this moment. We can do that in week 3. But one thing that is common between the second energy center, which is the aortic plexus, or called as the Swadhisthana chakra, and the third energy center, which is Nabhi or solar plexus, is the element for that energy center. So the easiest way to clear this energy center is to use the element of water for both these energy centers. And that's why Margaret introduced this technique yesterday. And I requested this morning if we could do it today as well. So I have prepared a relatively, I must admit, a warm foot soak for myself because it's very cold here. But depending upon whatever is comfortable for you, whomsoever has been able to get their foot soak ready, let's do it. If you don't have a foot soak, don't worry. You can always do it later. You can just meditate normally with us. So in a foot soak, just as a recap, what we do is we take a small bucket, which we reserve for the purpose of doing foot soaks. And we fill, you can say, ankle deep water. Generally, it can be tap water, regular temperature, or a temperature that's comfortable to you. It shouldn't be too cold or too hot. It can be a comfortable temperature for you. We put a little bit of salt in it because salt acts as an electrolyte. And then we place both our feet separately in the tub inside the water. Now, what it does is it extracts all, you can say, the negativities and all problems from the second and the third energy center specifically, and some even from the first energy center, dissolves it in the water. Okay, so especially if you are really, really stressed after a big day of work, or even you can do it in the daytime if you feel like that, then it automatically and suddenly calms you. Okay, so it's a very good process. So let's do that. If you have set up your foot soak, let's put the feet separately in it. Okay. We'll again put some music in the background, but the attention should remain on the top of the head. And if you want, if you're doing foot soak, then a part of your attention can remain on your navel area, the third energy center as well, so as to clear it out. Okay. So just give me a moment. I'll start some music. Let's close our eyes so that the attention goes within. We keep our hands open. Attention on the top of the head. We raise the attention above the top of the head if possible. Again, don't stress or strain your head, forehead. Simply observe. The simplest way to meditate is to train or discipline your attention. And the best way to do that is to just keep your attention on this energy that you feel on the top of your head. And being thoughtless with this energy. If any thought comes, it may come from the past, future, whatever. Don't worry about it. Just say, I don't want this. And you will see that thought will disappear. It will dissolve. And once it dissolves, you come back to your meditation into thoughtlessness. The longer you can keep the state of thoughtlessness, stronger and stronger your meditation will grow. I won't say anything more now. Let's just do this for the next few minutes. Okay, so we slowly open our eyes. And for people who were foot soaking, you might have brought a small jug of water to cleanse your feet. So we all can cleanse our feet into the bucket with fresh water. Do it carefully so that doesn't spill out. So like Margaret taught us yesterday, it's a good idea at this moment to go and flush off the water in the toilet. Because it is salt water, so I generally don't like putting it in the ground or in the plants because the salt may not be helpful to them. So probably the toilet is the best place. But for now, let's close the session first and we can throw it later. So to close our meditation, just like every day, we'll collectively raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. So from the bottom to the top, slowly, the hand emulating the action of the Kundalini energy. On the top of the Sahasrara, 1 knot. Second time, again from the bottom to the second energy channel, 2 knots. And the third and the last time. You can keep your attention on each energy center one by one as you raise it. 3 knots. And then we put ourselves in a bandhan. So just drawing a kind of a rainbow around us, which gives us balance and protection at the level of the navel, at the level of the heart, number 4, at the neck, number 5, at the forehead, number 6, and lastly, above the top of the head, number 7. Okay. So we'll close our session here today. I also wanted to run a Q&A section, and I'm happy to stay on for another 5 minutes. I would like Tim to join us back, and we are more than happy to answer any of your questions. You can unmute yourself if you want to ask any questions. We can answer them here. Otherwise, you can put it in chat. I see one person has raised the hand. Please unmute yourself and you can ask your question. If you're on YouTube, you can put your question on YouTube chat as well. Okay, I see the raised hand, but that person is not unmuting. So I'm happy for you to put it on chat if you want. Otherwise, you can always reach out to us later through WhatsApp as well. Thank you, everyone. Tim, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayank, for that really nice meditation. Yeah, very nice. Like to do the foot soak again. I think it's a very good idea for us all to start using it a bit more regularly, because it's like such a powerhouse of a clearing or type of a treatment. It's and it can target so many things. So yeah, it's like quite a versatile, very useful clearing technique to use. So yeah, again, yeah, thanks for the foot soak during this session. And I also think it's a good idea to be talking about stuff like satisfaction and, where are we really getting our satisfaction from? And, are we actually really being satisfied from exterior things? And I think it's nice to start thinking, okay, maybe, we can start to gain some proper like inner peace and inner satisfaction from this type of meditation that we're doing. So some long lasting, real satisfaction. So to rely more on meditation and really ourselves for that rather than exterior and physical and material things. But yeah, so I can see a lot of messages in the chat. Looks like Mayank's messaging. So yeah, that's all good. But yeah, thank you again, Mayank, for doing today's program. And if anyone has any other questions they'd like to ask, I see there's already messages in the chat, but if you want to ask them, the WhatsApp group is always available. And there'll be a bunch of people there available to message you as soon as possible. Yeah, I'll just, as always, quickly share my screen. And I'll just share my screen and, like always, show the resources on the meditation page. So we're just on freemeditation.com.au, and all I've done is gone onto the streaming section on the menu bar in August 2022 course. If you scroll down, you can see the Zoom link, the YouTube link, and then of course all the resources, all the videos and everything for all the days of all the 3 weeks, and then some additional basic resources here, like preparing the foot soak, for example, which we did today, some beginner's guides, stuff like that. So yeah, quite just a useful page. Yeah. As far, I think otherwise, that's it. Please stay on if you want to have some questions answered immediately, and they'll all be done in the chat, or if you want to speak up or anything. But yeah, thank you all for coming today again, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the 11th day of our August programs. Yeah, thank you all for coming, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.